Welcome to week 2 in Intro to Sport Management. I'm glad that you're here again. So we had our first week last week, and this week I'll be grading your weekly reaction assignment and your quiz, that first quiz. So if you go into your grade center, you can check those out as well as any feedback that I have given you on those assignments. And you can use for the weekly reaction assignments, you can use the rubric to see my feedback. And I will try to do that as soon as possible because I know that you need that feedback to do your next set of assignments. It will kind of help you to see what I'm looking for and hopefully help you with this week's assignments. So week 2 is now available. You know that because you're watching this video in week 2 content. And it's going to follow the same pattern. You did great last week. You accessed the material. You asked me questions with plenty of time. And you uploaded your assignments, and again, those are due on Friday nights. Everything every week in this class will have the same pattern. It will be very consistent like that. So hopefully that will help you plan. This week, we're looking at some of the careers that are available in sport. So last week, in your weekly reaction, I asked you to tell me something that you saw in the chapters that maybe you didn't know or didn't realize. And so this week, I hope that you think the same thing. Maybe you think, oh, I never knew that the city of Little Rock hired a youth sports coordinator, or I never knew that the University of Arkansas at Little Rock hired an intramural sports coordinator. And there is an intramural sports coordinator here at ULR. Her name is Carmen, and she works in the DSC. So this week we're looking at some different job types in sport. So on the business side of sport, maybe there are jobs like in sport marketing or ticket sales or sports agents. And then there are also jobs on the recreational side of sports, and those jobs are pretty common. You can see them in the communities around us. So there is a youth sports coordinator for the city of Little Rock. There are various club teams in the city of Little Rock, like the Little Rock Rangers or Little Rock Youth Football Clubs. Or there are 2 directors of the Little Rock Marathon, and those are full-time jobs. So we're going to look at some of the various websites that you can use to browse those jobs. And I've given you a list in this week's content. And so hopefully you can kind of use those to browse and see what kind of jobs are out there. And if you're not looking for a job in sports, that's fine. That's if you are, that's great. And if you're not, that's fine too. What I want you to see is the different job types that are out there. And hopefully you find some jobs that you never would have thought of that are available in sports. So hopefully just kind of an introduction or an eye opener to some of the careers that are out there in sports. So that is what we're looking at this week. And please be looking at the larger assignments. There are 3 larger assignments that are available in your Assignments tab on your left menu, and I've asked you to look through those. And the first one it's coming up at the end of week 3, is the sports reporter assignment. And so that assignment asks you to find somebody who works in some aspect of sport. Maybe it's an old coach that you had at one time, or a person that's involved with a nonprofit sport organization like Girls on the Run, or that's involved maybe on the therapy side of sports, like an athletic trainer or something like that. Sports jobs are diverse, and you can find quite a few ideas out there in some of the different aspects of sport. But what I'm asking you to do is please be thinking ahead towards that, because that assignment asks you to coordinate with another person. So it's not just your schedule you have to think about, but another person's schedule. You're going to have to set up an interview and communicate with them and coordinate schedules. So that's going to take you a little bit of extra time than if you were just going to do that assignment on your own. So I'm asking you to be planning ahead on that. If you haven't started thinking about that already, please look at that starting this week. So go ahead and get started on that sports reporter assignment due at the end of week 3. So again, I hope you're having a great week. There are lots of good sports in the month of July. We just enjoyed the World Cup. It was fabulous. Now I'm enjoying things like Wimbledon, and the Tour de France is going on right now, and the tour is just so exciting. They're having a lot of mountain stage finishes this year, and that's really exciting. One of my favorite sports, one of the premier sports in cycling. So have a great summer. Enjoy those sports, and please ask me any questions and communicate with me. I appreciate you being in my class this semester. Have a great week.